Hey guys, Jay Doran, CEO of Culture Matters. I'm standing here with Matt Donnelly with Keller Williams Home Experts for You, aka the Dominator.
That's what they call
And we are going to talk about the real estate myths today, some of the top real estate myths. So Matt, you want to start us off with the first real estate myth that pops in your head?
Yeah, man. The first thing that pops in my head is people think that being a real estate agent is a really easy job.
Why do you think they think that?
I have no idea why they think that. I think because a lot of times maybe people aren't getting the value that they perceive that they should be getting. They see us, a part of our job is always going out and networking and trying to, meet new people. So they see us out partying and everything else.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And I mean, now I'm thinking about it, if most houses the first time around that go to market statistically get listed by their friends,
Right.
friends of friends, isn't it true that most expired listings, it was the first agent, it didn't sell because things weren't priced properly for whatever reason? So I mean, wouldn't that put almost like a negative thought into the world?
Negative
about real
connotation.
estate
Yeah,
agents?
absolutely. They feel like they're only in it for, the money, they're
Yeah.
scumbags. You hear all these different things.
So can you give us some feedback then on that? Like, what's the truth then? We're going to bust that myth.
Cool. So the truth is, for a lot of real estate agents who take their job seriously, they show up to work. A lot of real estate agents really do care about their clients. They get anxiety if they're, someone's buying or they're selling like one of the biggest investments of their life, and it doesn't happen. It's going to cause, if you're a decent human being, it's going to cause you a lot of anxiety and concern. So a lot of real estate agents actually work long hours, longer than a typical 9-to-5 job. We call them banker's hours. We see someone leave the office at 5 and they're not going to an appointment and say, what are you working banker's hours?
Yeah, 9 to 5. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So it makes me think, if most people hire that first agent to sell their house or to help them buy a house, and it's like isn't it usually their friend or someone they know? And in that context, maybe the friend doesn't have quite the knowledge or the resources or the pull, the gumption to be able to get that friend to list properly.
A lot of times they're not strong enough to tell their friends the truth.
What really needs to happen.
Yep, they want to tell them what they want to hear. Hey, we think our house is worth $500,000. Okay, great. We just went over all the comps and it says it's worth $450, but $500,000, sure. Let's list it.
Use the business.
Yeah.
And that keeps happening again and again, almost like it creates a vicious cycle of homes not selling. So maybe that's the reason that people think that myth, that's an easy job?
One of the things, I think a lot of people, for whatever reason, they'll associate real estate agents similar to like a car salesman, right? They feel like they're pushy people. Come on, buy this house, sell this house.
Yeah.
Like they don't really care about what the consumer, why they're buying a house or what type of house they want to buy or why are they selling their house? What are the motivations behind that? And what you'll realize is that people who are full-time real estate agents who do care, they find out all those motivational questions, and they're coming from it's a consultant. You're here to consult them and help them with.
Understood. So what's another myth of the real estate agent here?
So another myth is that we're only in it for our commission. Yeah, you just want to get that commission. You don't care about me. You just want to get that commission. Well, I'll tell you what. As experience, I've been an agent now for 12 years. I worked with a lot of people and never received a commission. There's no guarantee. Sometimes, for whatever reason, their lives change. Maybe they were thinking that they were going to get relocated out of town and they're keeping that job, or you're working with a buyer, first-time home buyer. They want to buy a house and they just end up going through the process. They don't feel like now they're not comfortable with it. I worked with people for a year and they never bought anything.
Wow.
I didn't get paid anything at all. But I was there because I'm there to help with them. Because I'm not doing it because, hey, I just want the commission. A part of this is you truly have to care about people and want to help them.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're working, then if you reverse it, to me, someone that's just thinking about it, if you're willing to work for free to get the job done and you only get paid when the job gets done, I mean, isn't it really selfish to do the opposite, meaning you have a job 9 to 5 and you get paid whether you do a good job or bad?
Yeah.
So that's another way to look at it, isn't it?
Yeah,
now, there's one thing I want to talk about, and this myth that pops up a lot is mentorship, coaching.
Okay.
Can you talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a lot of people who they don't feel like they need a mentor or they don't want to invest themselves in being a mentor. Now, since I went full-time in 2010 as being a real estate agent, I've had Mike Ferry coach, $1,000 a month. Kinder and Reese coach, $1,000 a month. Corcoran coaching and consultant, $1,000 a month.
Wow.
Very, 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 very important to have a mentor. Now, you don't necessarily need to pay $1,000 a month, but you need to find someone who did pay $1,000 a month and become friends with them and have them help mentor you.
Yeah, okay. So would you say one of the biggest myths is not wanting to invest in personal development?
They don't want to invest in personal development. They don't feel like, obviously it's a decent amount of money, but if you're paying that money and now you're investing in yourself, because you're paying $1,000 a month now to learn, personal develop, go over your skills, scripts, and training. you're going to get that money back tenfold.
Okay. So it's funny because it makes me think of a statistic that 9 out of 10 agents stop actually actively pursuing the business within 18 months.
Yep.
And the average to the antithesis to that, say that 3 times fast. Antithesis. The agents that actually use some form of mentorship, like you just said, those 3 different companies, whether it's that company or another, but the context of working with a mentor, they actually earn on average $350,000 and in fact become the 1 out of 10 that do not stop.
So if you look at the real estate agents, like we talked about before, the average real estate agent sells 3 to 7 houses a year.
Yeah.
The average coached agent makes $350,000 a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's just like, I need to let that sink in. It's like, mind blown. It's the opposite statistic. So top 3 myths. Can we go over them again?
Sure,
everybody?
absolutely. So number 1 is everyone thinks it's an easy job. Number 2 is people think you're only in it for the commission. And number 3 is people don't feel like you need a mentor, and that is imperative if you want to grow.
Wow.
And again, you don't have to pay for a mentor. There's a ton of successful, experienced real estate agents out there. You just have to connect with them who could help mentor you.
And real quick, what's one way that you can get mentorship without shelling out all that cash?
One is working for a team where the team leader or they have someone in place that's willing to mentor you. A lot of the successful teams, that's exactly what they provide, and that's why there's such a big draw for agents to work on a team.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, well, hey, guys, I hope this was of value to you. This is Jay Doran, CEO Culture Matters. Matt Donnelly, the Dominator at Keller Williams Home Experts for you.
For you!
And you guys have a great day.
Thanks, guys.